Shihadite wega tha mugwanja ihadite sheni gukuni gwa Kameme TV na nidoka gumenyithie mwana tukuhari thini wa mohoro maitu umuthi ari tariki 15 mweri wa kana mwaka wa 2025 nigukumenyithia ciigie governor wa county ya Kiambu kurogeshero ni maafitha kamiti ya kuhurana ungumania EACC hamwe na magi maigi kuria andiki aitu kuma county ino mehadite wega niguo makono magitumenyithia ni mariku marakunuka mwena ucio ni jitikaga mura wa ndungu na twina wa ngui wa mwangi thiini wa metha ya utauri na ruto kurika imwe ko imwe ginyagia mohoro ini maitu na ni gutumukire gicanja mamuciini kwa governor wa Kiambu Kimani Wamatangi mwena wa Kabete idiria maafitha borithi mahuririe riera ria kuruta maithori kuharagania aikari aria makwiyumiritie kuregana na guikio ngono kwa governor uyu uria urakuruhanio na uhuthiri muru wa kigina kia muingi thutha ucio Wamatangi niacokire kwerekerio imwe kwa imwe ginyagia wabici nene cia EACC kuria kwa ihinda riri harahungwo mahuri. Ira kugerera mwandiki witu wa Kiambu Jao wa Kinuthia na nigukumenyithitie ati thutha wa gukinyia wabici cia EACC mwandiki witu Kimani Wangũnjiri ari ciambara tukwo tugithie mwena ucio tumenya ni mariku mahanika thini wa gikaro kiu tugithie ripoti ni ingi ni ati uria wari munini wa president Rigathi Gachagua ni anireire muturire wake uri hatikaini ya kugerwo ngero kana kuragwo. Gachagua kana kuringana na marua maria andikire munene wa borithi Douglas Kanja na gakoferia president William Ruto Rigathi atari irisha jama ngoranire imuhanikeire kuma hagurwo ta munini wa president kuria ugite kwari na jama ya kumuraga tariki 28 mweri wa 11 mwaka muhituku ria gwatumukire ngahi hamwe na wari muru hinde igongona ria mathiko riria ekinyitie riu ni atetetie ruhonge rwa borithi akiuga gutire ikinya rutacoketie guthana na aria makoretwo makibanga kumuno hawe mwene na andu a nyumba yake. Na hatiri undu tangaja onayo no riboti tugukorwo tugikimurika kana hihi ni gukorwo na macokio kuma kuri ruhonge rwa borithi. Tugithii na mbere, Minister wa mititu na maria maturigiceirie Dr. Deborah Baraza ni orotete mikawa na migunda ya mahua huguro-ini cia iria ria Naivasha ni uthukangia munene wa mai ma iria riri. Na hari njira ya kuhurana na uthukangia uyu, thirikari unyitanire na anyiti itemi ni marugoritie mutaratara wa miaka 3 wa muigana wa ciringi milioni 230 wa gutheria iria riri. Wa Wajiko hari na ripoti ino.
Mai ma iria ria Naivasha mathiete na mbere na guthuka na gutuika ugwati kuri mundu, mahiu, nyamu cia mai-ini na cia thi nyumu, undu uria ucungiririo ni uhuthiri wa dawa ciri na thumu urimi-ini wa mahua. Minister wa mititu na maria maturigiceirie Dagitari Deborah Baraza akiari mwena wa Naivasha hindi ya kuruguria mutaratara wa miaka 3 wa gutheria na kugacirithia iria riri, ningi ni rotete mikawa ni kurekagiriria mai ma giko.
Most of these challenges are driven by unsustainable and uncontrolled use of agricultural lands, chemicals from farmlands, effluents from the hotel industry, and some instances of encroachment on riparian areas. If this continues, we should soon lose the very important ecosystem services that our people much depend on.
Mogwati mangi magumeire iria riri ni uhahami wa hugururu oro undu umwe na itomboya na ihumo cia mai iria cirigiceirie iria riri.
Notable instances of effluent discharge into the lake, construction on riparian areas and farming activities along the shores. This is unacceptable and we shall be taking action. This is why the project we are launching today is timely and will go a long way in contributing to sustainable management of the ecosystem.
Niguo kugitira na kugacirithia iria riri mutaratara uyu wa ciringi milioni 230 ukorwo gitongorio ni GEF na gukinyanirio ni Net Fund.
Naivasha is not Naivasha without Lake Naivasha, isn't it? I hope I've said it well. And so, as we move forward, as we support, let us look at sustainable solutions. Let us work together as a team in order to restore our ecosystems and let us grow our trees, among the other interventions that we are having with this project.
This is also going to help us to build the farmers and also going to work with the farmers just to make sure that there is enhanced productivity in their farms and they use sustainable agricultural practices that are not harmful to the lake downstream.
Munene wake gavana wa Nyandarua Kiarie Badilisha oigite gicunje kia 80 harĩ igana kia mai ma iria riri kiumaga mutito-ini wa Aberdare uria onaguo ni ugumeirwo na njira nene ni utemi wa miti.
From the highlands of the Aberdare ridges, rivers and streams feed into River Malewa, contributing between 80 and 90% of the lake's inflow.
Kameme TV gikuhe uhoro gitau gitau wa Wajiko.
Na tukiuma kaunti ya Naikuru turugame haka tuthie nginyagia kaunti ya Nyandarua kuria aruti wira Jua Kari aria mahetwo kandarathi ya gwaka dirisha na mirango mubango-ini wa nyumba cia raithi kaunti-ini ya Nyandarua ni mamukirite muigana wa ciringi milioni 10 irita marihi ma wira wao. Aikari ya Nyandarua hamwe na uguo ni moritie thirikari ya kaunti guthie na mbere kumahura njeki guku atongoria makimoria kwiyumba ikundi niguo makahota gukurania. Wambui wa Njuguna hari na ripoti ino.
Wa ciringi milioni 10 nicio ikundi 8 cia andu aria mahetwo kandarathi ya kwenderia thirikari dirisha na mirango cia gukinyaniria waki wa nyumba cia raithi kaunti ya Nyandarua mamukirite. Kuringana na atongoria kaunti-ini ino ni ati matanya mao makoretwo ari kuhura njeki ikundi iria ciandikithitie na ikonania wendi wa kuruta wira.
Turahota kwionera daily bread na tukahota guthomithia ciana citu na ku empower youth aria meguku thiini wa ground.
Nitukugeria kumasupporti na umuthi nitwamera magifomu sako niguo na tuhote kumasupporti makiria tondu thirikari ya gavana witu Kiarie Badilisha ira support andu through the sacco movement.
Hamwe na uguo thirikari ya kaunti ino ni iranire kuruguria kigina gia kuhura njeki onjoria undu uria uguteithiriria gukinyaniria cioneki kuri aria makoragwo na wendi wa kuonjoria no makaga kigina kiiganu.
Na twina unique setup imwe ya ayuthi aitu aria tucokaniriirie tukamahe stakabadhi iria irabataranika na tugacoka tukameka training.
Siwe na haraka ya kwenda kutumia hiyo pesa, waweze kusave na watafute uongozi, hiyo pesa yao inaweza kufanya nini.
Hamwe noguo aikari guku ni mahoetwo gwitikira kwiyumba ikundi na meyandikithie niguo riria mieke ya kandarathi yaumira makahota gukuranwo na njira ya raithi.
TAMSEA ni tumahete equipment na tukama empower na linkages ginya cia thoko nigetha makahota gwi support.
Handu-ini ha Kameme TV ritwa riakwa ni Wambui wa Njuguna.
Nĩ ngatho Wambui wa Njuguna. Mwirori-inĩ ngũkũmenyithĩtie ciĩgiĩ riboti ĩrĩa tũrarũmania nayo ĩgiĩ kũhithũkĩrwo kwa gavana wa Kiambu Kimani Wamatangi nĩ maabitha a kũhũrana ungumania EACC, na rĩrĩa tũthiĩ mwena ũcio kũrĩa maabitha kamĩtĩ ya kũhũrana ungumania EACC thutha wa kũhithũkĩra mũciĩ kwa gavana wa Kiambu Kimani Wamatangi kĩroko kĩa ũmũthĩ, na mĩciĩ ĩngĩ kenda ya maabitha ne thirikari-inĩ ya Kiambu magĩkuruhanio na ũhũthĩri mũũru wa mbeca cia mũingĩ. Rĩu gavana Wamatangi nĩ atanyĩtwo gũkinya wabici nene cia EACC niguo kuhungwo mahuri. Riu ndĩrenda tũnyitanĩre na mwandĩki witũ Kimani wa Ngũnjiri niguo tũthikĩrĩrie nĩ marĩkũ mahanĩkĩte thĩinĩ wa gĩikaro gĩkĩ. Reke twamũkĩre mĩario ĩyo.
Convention on prevention and combating of corruption. The board here is the custodian of that convention, and now they have brought together all the people who deal with asset recovery, asset tracing, so that we can come up with one agenda and one approach on how we are going to recover our assets from other continents of this world. Okay. There are two processes here. There is the asset recovery process, which is mainly a civil process, where the Commission goes to court on its own motion to recover assets that were stolen. Then there is the criminal charge, which is usually preferred by the Director of Public Prosecution. So they run concurrently. And if you listen to the presentation I was giving, we have recovered a lot of money in the last few years. And the cases that are currently in court where we need to recover assets, they are worth about 50 billion Kenya shillings. That's quite a lot of money. And these are cases that are in court at various stages, and we think we will recover these assets at the end of the day. Here, we are now not mainly concerned in today's forum on the criminal prosecutions. We are now concerned on the asset tracing and recovery, and repatriation of those assets from the other world where, they have stolen our assets. But as you may have also seen, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has prioritized asset recovery, asset tracing.
Na tukitigana na riboti hiyo, tuthi riboti-inĩ ĩngĩ kũrĩa gũcarithĩrio kwa mathirĩ marĩa thirikari ĩrĩ namo kũrĩ kambuni iria imaheaga motungata ma mũigana wa ciringi birioni 706 nĩ mamwe ma maũndũ marĩa thirikari yagĩrĩirwo nĩ gwĩkĩrĩra thĩinĩ wa bajeti ya mwaka wa 2025-2026, na nĩ rĩtana rĩrĩa rĩikĩtio nĩ ũrĩa warĩ mũikari gĩtĩ wa kamĩtĩ ya bajeti Ndĩndĩ Nyoro. Reke tũthikĩrĩrie.
Evidence-backed resource allocation, and we say, for those state departments that were not able or that could still achieve their KPIs with less than half of their budget absorbed, we can free those resources, and they total 6.3 billion. We can free those resources and reallocate them to other critical programs.
Number one is to take institutional reforms very seriously. If you look at the regression of economic growth from China, from all the other countries, institutional reforms takes up a sizable influence on the dynamics of economic growth. Sio kupaka mafuta. In Kenya we come rebrand an agency and we call it institutional reform. We need to be very deliberate. Institutional reform must incorporate the size of government. Kenya can act optimally with half of the government we have in terms of its size. We can cut the government into half across everything. Government, if government is a loaf of bread, you can cut it by half. All the resources of government, you can cut it by half, and my grandmother will not notice. What am I trying to say? That service delivery will not be hampered. Institutional reform must be
thutha wa riboti ya meharĩria ma bajeti rĩu tũgũkĩra riboti ĩgiĩ magwetha makomishona a kamĩtĩ ya ithurano na mĩhaka IBC mĩhang'o ĩrĩa ĩrathiĩ na mbere rungu rwa kamĩtĩ ĩrĩa ĩragĩtongorio nĩ ndagĩtarĩ Nelson Makanda. Rĩu rĩrĩa tũthiĩ mwena ũcio tũthikĩrĩrie nũ wĩ gĩikaro-inĩ kwa ihinda rĩrĩ.
The biggest problem that we have in national unity could be solved through an electoral process. The electoral process, and that's where I was going when I was answering Madame Linda, but she didn't have time to listen to this one. There are three electoral systems: the majoritarian system, the proportional representative system, and then a mongrel, a mixture of the two. What we were given by the Constitution of 2010 is the majoritarian constitution, which ordinarily is referred to as first past the post. Kwamba meanza mbio, yule atafika mwanzo ndiye atachukua. But therein lies the inherent problem, Prof, because simple majority means the one who has the slight majority above that. Take, for example, there are three people. The first one gets 51. The next one gets 48. The third one gets 45. Where is the majority? Is it in the one who won first? So you find that someone has won an election by 30% of the voters and the majority are outside. What we need to do, Professor, in this country, and Chair, with your respect, we need to relook our electoral system that will discourage ethnic mobilization because it will bring proportional representation. And under the proportional representation, the best goal would be the party list system, where we vote for parties. It can be the open system or the closed system. You have, in this election, Party X and Party Y. If Party X wins 40%, in fact, in the closed system, we will have people voting for the party lists plus the party. Meaning that we will participate in forming government at the election time. So we have 40%, ODM has 40%, it takes 40% of government and 40% of cabinet slots. The other one has 30%, it forms 30% of government and this number of cabinet slots. That way, the rush will not be for competition each time because when my man gets, I get. The rush will be which one is the party that has a national representation, not ethno-regional representation. Number two, which party is more representative? We are struggling with this issue of gender parity. How do we ensure that our women, the ones you call the marginalized majority, how do we ensure that these women get a chance? We will choose that party which has women, which has PWDs, which have the marginalized. We need a whole lecture for this. But in my view, to reduce the polarization in this country, we need to bite the bullet and amend our electoral system that will provide for a party list system. Prove is to change. To be perfect is to keep changing. Fine.
Na ucio ni Moses Alutalala Muhwana ni umwe wa mawakiri arĩa maretha agiturwa kia makamishona IBC harĩ mbere ya kamĩtĩ ĩrĩa ĩratongorio nĩ ndagĩtarĩ Dr. Nelson Makanda ya gwetha makamishona aya. Tũgĩthiĩ na mbere, gĩkundi kĩmwe kĩa arĩmi a kahũa kĩganda-inĩ gĩa kahũa gĩa Komuthai nĩ mathiĩte igoti-inĩ makĩenda riboti ĩrĩa yacabithirio ngathĩti-inĩ ya thirikari nĩ minista wa kĩgĩna John Mbadi marĩ na mũrũnawe Wycliffe Oparanya mwaka mũhĩtũku ĩgiĩ ũrĩmi wa kahũa ĩteanĩrio icio makiuga yari mugaru na gatiba. Kiaria handu-ini ha arimi aya Joseph Ndung'u uria na mumemba wa bodi ya kiganda giki gia Komotha yaugite hari bata ihoya riao ritangikirwo na ihenya makienda igoti rituithanie cira uyu mbere ya watho uyu wambitie kurutithio wira mieri 2 iguka.
Twetereire kare wetagwo the main crop.
Order number 1, this gazette notice ya bei eherio nginya twambe tuthikiririo ino ya mweri 23 December. Order number 2, circular ya minister Wycliffe Abetsa Oparanya ya bei eherio nginya twambe tugie na public participation. Number 3, nitugienda tuheo kanya ga guserve andu aya through email ni tondu kumakinyira no hari no ritu. Icio nicio orders cia tukwendaga. Na namba igithatu na bengi ni ati Nairobi Coffee Exchange na direct settlement system iria turanyita mbaru muno ni tungienda muno matuike bad ni igoti kwamba ku implement circular na gazette notice iyo. Uri irihiro ria kahua turihago 80% nicio ciagirwo kunginyira ni ta murimi, 20% ni cia operations, meaning tungirihwo na M-Pesa operations cia ithii nyingi ni gutuga grounded. Kwa muhiano kuri andu a wira gwi thitima kwi mai mahuthirikaga na indo icio ciothe ungirira na M-Pesa wa maanisha githii gikue tondu gutire na mbeca irathi cia operations. Number 2, maundu maya mothe minister ayeri mekire matietirie kindu gitagwo public participation.
Aja nyamu ino igithondekerwo hare hatagiriire tondu riu ri December naguo ri the following day ni twathiaga thiguku riu tugakiona haha ri Oparanya onake ni agitwihithiire na tutiwe niki gitumi na tondu ni minister ni mundu urarora bururi wi wothe kurigana na wira uria hetwo ni president ri ni wega arori uhoro uyu wega ringi aucokere tondu mundu uramureheirie uhoro uyu ndamwirire uria mumembagirwo ni guikara. Kiria tungienda ni murimu wa kahua akorwo akirihwo through Cooperative Bank kana through Equity Bank kana bengi ingi yothe kurigana na uria murimi agatete bengi ciake andu magatete mundu bengi yake na nigetha mundu akarihwo mbeca ciake i hamwe. Okorwo hindi yo wathie bengi ni ukuga mbeca ciaku cikio M-Pesa-ini ri sawa niwe wathana wi mumemba no ndugathanirwo kuma na kuria. Riu ni tukuhinyiriria mundu uyu tondu kuri andu angi akuru mena miaka 40 guthii na iguru andu acio ri mbeca ciao matire cionaga na ni gutuika cia kuyirwo njira-ini o ikiragwo no igwika.
Na tugitigana na icio ciegie kahua tuthie na mbere aikari a itura ria Choka mwena wa Makoporo riu mari na undu wa gukenerera thutha wa kanitha umwe kwirutira na kumathondekera barabara iria ikoretwo itekugereka ni guthuka. Aikari aya ni makenerera ikinya ria kanitha uyu makiuga riu ni makuhota gutwarithia na mbere mihango yao ya o muthenya kuna barabara ino ndiragerekaga hindi iria kwaura kana kuri na rukungu ihinda-ini o riu. Makiuria thirikari ya kaunti ya Nairobi hamwe na MCA wa gicigo giki kumakuatha na kumathondekera barabara ingi iria itura-ini riri.
Toro tukaire thirikari muno tondu nginya mundu itu akuone nduthi aroka akagoithio haha nduthi-ini akagwa tuonjeire guku ni tondu wa mathina maingi tuonjeire guku ciana citu ikagwa gutiri undu tuona thirikari iguteithie tukarerera MCA witu ndaigana gutuigua wira wake no ukagutuhenia nitakuja keso no riu muthenya wa twakinyire ni kweikinya twithie twika Pastor Prophet Kanyari agituiguira tha na agitwania gututhondekera barabara itu nitukenete muno tondu thirikari ri mwage no kuya jukumu ya guteithagia andu tonio mamuheire kura.
Kindu kiria giatumire nyingirire guthondeka barabara ino ni tondu wa aikari a itura riri ni mandereire makenjira pastor tuteithie na ni ngiamua kuma kanitha ngioka ha nigetha ndeithiririe aikari aya guthondeka bara ino na ndiracokia ngatho tondu bara ihakuye bara ino ngumitiga in a good condition ngumitiga njega piu ati ngari cirengeraga ha ihenya koguo ngumitiga in a good drainage kila kitu go make sure bara ino ni yagira anene aria maikareire ite matigecirie ni competition de nayo kana ni kurwa ndirarwa nao no kugeria ndirageria uria ingihota make sure wanakijiji wanaishi maisha mazuri, na ule mama ambaye ni mama mjamzito anaweza ita Uber na Uber ikuje imchukue impeleke.
Na tukakiuga ni uhoro mwega ucio mwirore njitikiria twambe tuikirie ndithiete ni ngucokereria na mangi maigi.
Kameme TV. Shuma movi mweli kumina keda. Kameme kayo kamu ikena Kameme TV. Turakurehera Inya Shaka Iretu Easter Edition. Kori Ashaki Garden Royal. Jata Shakirima Ikenere Buramuago Waithaka Wajane Aldi Breeze Monike Wajine Folk Fusion Kateba Wanja Asali Joy Wamashania DJ Dibu Omudu nazi tayo yake kutigera niwanyo tokamuwago koigera Inya Shaka Iretu Easter Edition ne advance ticket 1000 geti ne 1500 gora tiketi kwetokera *672 *55#.
Kiumia giki tabarani ya Kayo Kamuremi turarima white onion kana gitunguru kia rangi mweru.
Ako kwe mundu uiganirite tauga ni wasiku na gitunguru nie ndingenda kurima kindu kingi nie nyendaga o kurima gitunguru twina muthuri wakwa ni tondu ni gituikitie mbere
nikio turiaga nikio turomithagia ciana nacio na no kio tuhotete gwika tumaundu turia tuhotete gwika ciana ithomete igathi college na tukahota gwaka tukahota kugura gakari na ona gutungata
kuamua kurima gitunguru giki kia white ni tondu hindi ria ndahandire rita ria mbere gitunguru ni kiahire mbeca ngigua o wega na ngikirima triple ya kere o gikihe mbeca so ngikiona atiriri nie ngurumia kurima gitunguru kia white tondu ni kirahe mbeca.
Nyitana na ithe kiumia giki tuguthomithia maingi megie kurima gitunguru giki na to kurima ni nginyagia guthondeka mbeca amu haha to kurima ni kurima gukumia.
Moja kwa moja mtazamaji, basi nakupeleka hapa basi hadi kwa upande wa Japana. Kati huo magaidi wakaanza kuchokoza jamaa fulani alikuwa gaidi Zunyoizi na familia yake. Wewe, kwa nini mnakaa kwa meza yetu? Kwa nini mnakuja kukaa kwa meza yetu? Sasa jamaa wetu Taikawan kuona hivyo akaumwa. Mwanzo hapa mtazamaji ni kwa restaurant, sio kwa nyanya yako.